Time. I spend a lot of time talking about coffee cocktails, and I'm often asked what comes first, the coffee or the concept for the drink. Today I'll be sharing with you a perfect example of both. I'll be starting by brewing some coffee for later, but in the meantime, please relax, make yourselves comfortable, and have a browse through the menus for today. These are for you to keep hold of, so please feel free to refer back to them anytime now or after the presentation, and I'll be back with you shortly. Thank you very much. So, Tech Judge, I will be starting by brewing the coffee for my second course, which will be my warm designer beverage. So the first drink I'll be serving you today is my cold designer beverage, which is called the Frozen Natural Experiment. This is a perfect example of a concept inspiring the creation of a coffee cocktail and a brand new experimental processing method, which I call the Frozen Natural Process. So the concept that inspired the creation of this drink is to explore the effect of freezing temperatures on natural ingredients, such as grapes, blood oranges, and now for the very first time, coffee. So inspired by this concept, I approached Carlos and Patricia Poller, who are actually sat right behind you, and they agreed to carry out the experimental frozen natural process. In order to do so, first, perfectly ripe red Pacamara coffee cherries were picked before being frozen for 7 days. After this, they were dried on raised African beds for 17 days. And after hulling, it arrived with us and was roasted just 7 days ago. When brewed at this recipe, 19.8 grams in for a 38-gram yield. Not only does it show amazing high coffee fruit sweetness, but it also has really distinct flavors of raspberry and tropical fruit, such as passion fruit. I'll be pairing the coffee with other ingredients affected by freezing temperatures, which inspired the frozen natural process. The first of which is blood orange. So blood oranges actually grow with very cold temperatures overnight, and when they do so, a compound called chrysanthemum is developed, which gives them the distinctive blood red color and raspberry-like sweetness. I'm pulling your espressos over a 30-gram blood orange ice cube, as you can see here. And by doing so, this will introduce the flavor of blood orange whilst rapidly chilling the espresso. The next ingredient I'll be pairing with this outstanding coffee is grapes in the form of 30 grams of Peller Estate ice wine from Canada. So this is made from grapes which have frozen overnight and are squeezed when still frozen, releasing just a single drop of intense raisin-like nectar. It wasn't just me inspired by this. When Glenfiddich's Brian Kinsman visited Peller Estate, he decided to finish 21-year-old whiskey in ice wine barrels, creating Winter Storm with flavors of lychee, vanilla, and golden raisin. So to our frozen base, I'll add other ingredients which add complexity and depth. 10 mils of gin Meridor from the Loire Valley, which as well as a delicate floral note, has a citric acidity, which I'm contrasting with 10 mils of a 1 to 100 malic acid solution. And to highlight that amazing high coffee fruit sweetness, 10 mils of a Cascara sugar syrup. So now I'll combine all of these together, and I'll be shaking the drink to a serving temperature of 0 degrees. At this temperature, you'll find the amazing ingredients and flavors shine through with high clarity. But not only this, by shaking it down to the temperature, I can create a smooth layer of silky foam on top of the drink. So I'll shake this now. Woo! So in a commercial environment, such as a high-end experimental coffee shop or cocktail bar, this drink can easily be pre-batched and finished with fresh espresso. However, my preference is to build it fresh in front of my guests, which today is yourselves, so that I can tell the stories and concepts that inspired the creation of this drink. The flavor notes: golden raisin, and 3 fruit-driven flavors inspired by freezing temperatures and that compound chrysanthemum. We'll find raspberry, lychee, and finally, blood orange, which I'm also serving as the garnish of the drink. The final ingredient in the drink is to remind us of the amazing aroma we found when Carlos first opened the freezers. This is a cascara aroma cloud, and I'd love for you to take this in while swirling the drink between sips. And I really hope you enjoy the frozen natural experiment. Thank you very much. Cheers. Enjoy. So the next drink we'll be sharing together today is my warm designer beverage, which is called the Bonfire Toddy. And this is a perfect example of a coffee inspiring a concept. So when I first tried the yellow Pacamara from Finca La Jolla in Nicaragua, its flavor profile of citrus, honey, and spice reminded me of an amazing experience I had drinking hot toddies on the beach in my hometown. And I want to use this as the foundation to recreate that experience for you today. So the first ingredient I'm adding is 10 mils of Glenfiddich Fire and Cane peated whiskey, which when combined with 1 gram of vanilla and 2 allspice berries, will bring an outstanding wood smoke and sweet spice aroma, just like I experienced that night. To this, I've been warming in the sous vide 20 mils of Kavalan whiskey from Taiwan, 10 mils of Floralis Moscatel Oro dessert wine, 10 mils of a homemade oleosaccharum, and 10 mils of a lightly salted molasses syrup. And these all combine to give flavors of vanilla, orange blossom honey, clementine, and dark spiced toffee. The drink is served at exactly 50 degrees, which is where I find all those flavors shine through with high clarity, and the silky texture and natural sweetness of the coffee are highlighted. This is a perfect winter serve in a speakeasy cocktail bar, which can easily be pre-batched and held in the sous vide, just like I did, or in a thermos flask, just like I did that night on the beach. So the final ingredient is a cinnamon bonfire, designed to remind us of that amazing night. So if you could stand back ever so slightly, I'll introduce this aroma to each drink. And I really hope you enjoy the Bonfire Toddy. It's been a pleasure sharing with you the coffees and concepts that have truly inspired me this year. And I really hope you've enjoyed them as much as I have. It's a privilege to say that the coffee producers, coffee roasters, my coaches, friends, and family are all here today. So on behalf of everyone involved, I'd like to say thank you very much. Please go ahead and enjoy. Time.